of the challenges for us today is going to be determining which faction is which. Now, New Jersey was hanging out in the stream last time and kind of giving us a little bit of information. So he might be able to tell us a little bit more, although I think we have the Klingons on the enemy team. It's funny, Puddin'. We've done this enough to where we recognize the factions, huh?
Excuse me? We have Section 31 on the enemy team.
Because you always go for...
Klingons.
Yeah, you're always rooting for Team Bravo. But let's take a look at Team Alpha here, the green side. So that's going to be Marceau and a Gearing, and then a Novosibirsk, an Annapolis, and an Ushakov. So that's 3 super ships and 2 Tier 10 ships, which is the Section 31 roster. Puddin', tell us a little bit about the enemy team, and how do we know these are the Klingons?
Hanover Kurfürst.
That's right, Hanover Kurfürst.
Well, since we announced those two, we've got an Napoli B, we've got an Agar, we have a Brest, a Z-23, and another Z-23, and it looks like the Klingon super weapon has worked in the favor of killing a couple ships in warp speed. That's why Section 31 is down 2 ships.
Yes, or they got a surprise attack on Section 31 supply depot when they weren't prepared. They decloaked and they found their opponent right there. Prepare for battle! See, that's what's so fun about this with the factions is you can really get in... I'm a huge Star Trek nerd, right? So for me, like, to be able to tell stories with this is the part that's fun, to me at least.
I'm not a huge Star Trek nerd, so you guys are going to get a lot of everything mixed together.
That's right. Go ahead and copy paste your thing if you want. Now these players,
I'm lazy.
All right, these players are all using their personal accounts. They are not using press accounts. They do not have access to 21-point captains, to spec up captains specifically for the tournament, etc., etc. So that's why, for example, you see a Kurfürst that's secondary build with IFHE. Or a Hanover that's secondary build without IFHE.
Well, I mean, at least they're both using Luchans.
Yeah.
I would suspect Luchans is set up for the Kurfürst is set up for a Schlieffen, but once again, it doesn't really have... It's not a tankable ship, so...
No, and Lutyens' talents do not proc in a training room anyway, so the only benefit that these players get from Lutyens is the buffed commander skills. So for example, Mr. Kurfürst here ain't getting anything special.
Well, he's special. He's surrounded by friends.
That's true.
The power of friendship. Now, what I think interesting is both teams are sort of set up to kite C, and it's like a home-to-home push.
Mm-hmm. We've kind of seen this before, both teams wanting to kite, especially Section 31. But because they're down on ships, they really want to win the opposite cap. They need to get that cap advantage, get the ticking started, that sort of deal. Hanover going through the middle is interesting.
I mean, the middle's free for you because, right, you can't send one ship to sea because as soon as you figure out there's only one thing at sea, it gets run down and died.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be 2, right? You can figure out what 2 is probably going to be, the smoke comp.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what's to stop you in the middle? Because the Gearing's busy, the Marceau has to YOLO you.
Mm-hmm.
And now you get to push everybody into, like, the Kurfürst AR. You know, especially with the Napoli and the Hanover there. And the Hanover's got the option to go to A or go to C.
True. True. Now, remember, this is... Oh, Wolfie, thank you so much, dude. This is a tournament with no stream delay. So what's awesome about that is that we can interact with everybody watching in real time. So if you're on Kick, YouTube, Twitch, or even Rumble, feel free to ask questions, share your opinions and stuff. Wolfie did another... Thank you, man. That's great. Wolfie is helping me out with the Stream Raiders thing right now. That's awesome. Thank you, Wolfie.
Well, the Yushkov's in a bad spot.
The problem with the Yushkov on this map is where do you position yourself you know, to do
Where
the
do you
best.
position a battleship in general? Like, it's not
Mm-hmm.
necessarily just a Yushkov.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Wolfie, thank you. We will take a look after the game. I don't want to take too much away from casting, but seriously, dude, thank you so much. Um, I'm also noticing there's a little bit of jankiness when I'm moving the screen around, so I'm curious if you guys are hearing me, like my microphone, glitching out. If so, it might require me to change up some graphics settings or something in the future to try to reduce the load on the GPU. Because I see my GPU is dropping to 51 FPS at times. Well, I have a
Well,
feeling we're going to see
this.
a dead Ushakov in a little bit.
Well, I mean, a Z opened up to try to take some pressure off the curve first, but it's really not working.
No. No, if you're the Ushakov, you don't care about the Z right now. You care about this guy that's going to have your broadside. And the Ushakov's engines were out. There's the DCP.
Curve first might be eating torpedoes.
Another hit, another hit. And that's a dead Ushakov right there.
And one torpedo head on the curve first.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't see the Marcel living too much longer, especially with him being lit.
Hey, it's funny you say that because he just went dark, but still, yeah, I think it's going to be very difficult for him to have some sort of impact on the battle. Now, the Kurfürst could still go down. The Novosibirsk does have a shot on him, but he's broadside to the Napoli. Oof. Decent
Curve first goes
chunking there.
dark. That's almost a crime in itself.
Well, if only there was a way to light him up with a magic button. But obviously, Captain Marv is a little bit more concerned about his broadside being, open to the Napoli. And this will be a dead Novosibirsk right there. Her first finishes the deal.
The enemy is about to win.
Klingons do
Well-
lose a ship at sea.
Yeah, I was gonna say, while that was going on, we did miss that, but I mean, it's gonna take a while for them to kill the Brust.
Section 31
Nice.
has been scattered.
Scattered. They turned into coral reefs.
Pretty much, yes.
I just hope the Klingons are able to get to them so they can send them to the prison planet so they could be more miners.
Ah. You mean the moon of the
Yeah,
trying to think of-
whatever it was.
Rurapente was the name of the prison. Trying to remember if that was on Praxis, the moon that exploded in Star Trek 6. Somebody watching can probably answer that question.
It won't be me, guys. Really hit to break your hearts.
All right, well, the Klingons are pushing on in. How's the breast AP looking on the Annapolis?
Annapolis was angled enough.
Section 31 tries to rally. Yes, that was their key mining and energy facility. Exactly. It exploded at the start of Star Trek 6. The Undiscovered Country.
Was it country? I don't remember.
Klingon Gunner's famous last words, a lucky shot, sir. That was Star Trek 3, Wolfie, that's right. When they blow up the USS Grissom, an Oberth-class science vessel sent to go and do scans of the Genesis planet that was created after Khan's ship blew up, the Reliant blew up in Star Trek 2.
Well, the Klingons are definitely going to stop Section 31 from stealing a whale to make sure to, Starfleet just collapse, Payback's a bitch, isn't it? You blow up our moon, well, you ain't getting a whale.
Way to incorporate Star Trek 4 there. All that we have left is Uhura dancing naked on the sand dunes.
We still have Lands of Fire to play.
Yes, that's right, exactly. Spock's coffin landed on the Genesis planet, and the Grissom discovered that there was a life sign. And if I remember right,
Landed?
Yeah, so they
Really?
fired.
We're gonna go with landed instead of, well, we just shot him out at the planet.
Yeah, they yeeted Spock out of the Enterprise at the end of Star Trek 2. But if you look at the very end, it's like resting nicely. Like you would think it would go like thunk into the ground or something.
Ends in 5 minutes.
Did she also dance in Undiscovered Country?
I think so.
Section 31 manages to save a little bit of honor face by killing the Hanover.
All you're gonna do is piss off the Klingons. We're gonna make sure you guys do not get this whale.
Mm-hmm.
They are quickly running out of time.
So yeah, Christopher Lloyd's character, I don't remember the name of the captain. Who cares? It's Christopher Lloyd. Star Trek V is where they met Sybok, correct. Uhura met well, everybody met Sybok. Spock's half-brother, which just feels weird. Anyway, I gotta get in position for our death pick. Section 31 defeated by the Klingons.
Nobody was surprised.
Hey, it's Team Bravo. We like Team Bravo winning, right?
Well, I do.
Well, okay then.
Is this multiple?
I don't know. Still E01 today, right? Yes.
Got to look at that. Okay.
And that was actually Kirk that said, "What does God need with a starship?" Funny story. That whole thing was directed by William Shatner. And supposedly the story goes that he blew like the entire FX budget on his fight with God.
What? I find it hard to believe that he would blow the entire budget just for his fight scene. I'm sure he saved some money for catering.
Hey, Profe. No problem, Wolfie. No problem. I gotta run a commercial break because it's about because we're in between and it's gonna kick off on its own anyway. As I said, you guys know some of the difficulty of trying to get the a tournament day going and managing commercial breaks is at the very start. We have to be very aggressive with commercial breaks and running them just so that you know, you guys don't miss out on any action. So yeah, I'm gonna run that now. And chat, I'd really like some feedback from you guys. Did you hear any audio glitching? I noticed the video was glitching a lot more than yesterday. There's one thing that I did yesterday which could be causing this. Unfortunately, in order to undo it, I need to restart my PC, which I'm really not going to do right now. So, sorry. I could try lowering some graphic settings. Maybe I do that. I can restart the game easily enough. Let's see, graphic settings. Right now they're on maximum preset. I'll set them to very high. This game, graphically speaking, you don't really notice much of a difference between very high and maximum. Even very high and high, you don't notice much of a difference. But we'll try it like this and see what happens. Vamos a la comercials. Yes, sí. Los noticias. Noticios? Las noticias? I don't know. Anyway. There's a shout out for Profe. Make sure you go follow him. A history professor who's all about World of Warships life. When they're not dishing out history lessons, they're giving away loot and drops like it's going out of style. From battleships to tanks, this Chilean streamer has got you covered. Just don't ask them to detonate anything. Oh, goodness.
Detonate anything anymore.
Let's see. All right, my bot is running, so we should be able to yeet out some codes during the course of the stream. Oh, and I said I was going to yeet out a code or two if we got our goal met. We're very close now. Whoa. Wolfie. I'll explain in a second. Once the commercials finish in a minute. In the meantime, we got to get set up for our next game. Let's see in the training battle. SFSO is our next team lineup versus FPL. We haven't seen them just yet. Okay. Armact, we're about ready to yeet. We're about ready to yeet. Gaelic. Oh, now that's the thing to do, man. That's the thing to do, man. That's the thing to do right there. Gaelic Knight boldly gifting where no sub has gone before. What, this bot is crazy. Beaming more support to the community. Your generosity warps us to new levels of hype. Let's set phasers to fun and keep exploring the seas. That's amazing.
How are we supposed to know ads are over now?
That's true. We don't know if ads are over anymore.
Because we're gonna have to trust Twitch's timer.
Chat. Wolfie, I don't know if you're back from the commercial break or not. But guys, I just took a look at this, and Wolfie, with all of his skin purchases, he's gotten us to $48.40 out of the $50 required. Wolfie, thank you so much. We literally only need one more person to help out on the Stream Raiders thing, and we're done. I don't have to ask people for help anymore. We can also eat out some codes if we can get that done today. Wolfie, please don't feel like that has to be you, okay? You've supported me so much already. It is bleeping close, but please don't feel like you have to do anything more, alright? Like, thank you so much. Like, seriously, that's... I was so worried that, like, I was gonna stream this game for however many years and get nothing for it. At least $50 to show for it is nice, but, like, oh my god. So, thank you, Wolfie. And Gaelic, the man, the myth, the gifter. Abso-freaking-lutely, dude. That's awesome. You guys are the best community out there. The Warships community is the best out there. Except for Puddin.
It's true.
Because he's the greatest. Which is why we're shouting him out right now. Make sure you guys go follow Puddin. A self-proclaimed co-op main who serves up disappointing gameplay with a side of NSFW 18+. Don't let the dilly gaff fool you, though. This streamer is all about those co-op vibes, even if the gameplay doesn't quite hit the mark. Tune in for some laughs and maybe a little bit of cringe.
No. See, the bot got it wrong. Like I explained to Raz, we start at the gutter and we go down from there.
Truth. We've got 10 minutes until our next scheduled matchup. Putting us a hot tub streamer. You know what I'm going to do because I got 10 minutes? I'm going to exit the game and restart it as well. I changed around some graphic settings on it to hopefully lighten the load for my GPU a little bit. And let's go ahead and pop this up again. Because I really don't want to undo the setting that I did. Hero Wars is level 10, Gaelic. That's all you have to do for Hero Wars. And if you look at my Discord, Gaelic, and anybody else doing it, if you look at my Discord, I have a channel there with tips and tricks to get to level 10. It's very easy, right, Gaelic? I mean, like, seriously, it's stupidly easy. You got to level 10, Gaelic? Thank you, dude. That's awesome. Gaelic, I'm gonna owe you a replay then. And same thing goes with Electric. Let's see, sponsorship here. Anyone who gets to level 10, please share a screenshot below, and I'll make sure to cover one of your replays as my way of saying thank you. Okay, there we go. Sponsorship Hero Wars. It's in the news section, Gaelic. Yeah, just post it right there and we're good. So, chat, what did you guys think about that battle? The idea of the fog of war, meaning we don't know who we're up against. I know that, obviously, UNCRN knew that they were playing Section 1, and I'm pretty sure Exile knew that they were playing as the Klingons. Obviously, they're not gonna necessarily tell their opponents, but I suppose Section 31 has a bit of a disadvantage in this case, because it's kind of obvious, right? If you've got all these players. You know what we should suggest? How funny would this be? How funny would this be? Section 31 has to play with 2 Tier 1 ships. That allows them to have a full roster so nobody knows it's Section 31.
What about 2 bots?
2 bots also tells them it's Section 31 because they can see the name. It's a bot, right?
I don't know. Tier 1s are pretty OP, especially Black Swan.
So 2 are required to play as level 1 ships. If those ships are destroyed, it's auto lose. I don't know if we want to go that one, but, you know, possible variation.
Oh, you can't do that to a level 1?
If those ships are destroyed, lose. Maybe make them higher tier to live longer. Reason, so opponent does not know they are facing Section 31 in fog of war. Period. Wolfie, dude! We're all mommy too, you guys. Thank you. Okay, that's it. We did it. We did it. We're gonna eat out a code just because of you guys. Let's go.
What happened?
Wolfie and Royal Mommy just bought skin packs on the thing. I can't even talk, dude. You guys are amazing. You guys are amazing. So it hasn't registered yet. It probably will in a little bit. But let's go. Let's go. Now we went, and you want to win, Royal Mommy. You should win. I'll say the thing called Stream Raiders, right? Well, that's true. That's true, and that's what I was thinking about. You know, to balance that part out, instead of it being tier 1 ships, maybe you make them, I don't know, a higher tier ship that's got good anti-air as a way to survive. But in any case, I think it's a good idea for them to at least have 2, like, tier 1 ships as token ships, right? And if they survive or don't, it doesn't matter. But you got to get rid of that player disparity. Otherwise, there's no way of knowing, you know, how things are going to work necessarily.
Here's
So
an idea for you.
Hmm?
The 2 players have to be a sub. And they can't go underwater. Like, they do not get involved in a conflict, per se, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once everybody's dead, you know, you could technically just end the training room, but just send the subs in to die.
Right. Training room is up, by the way, for SFSO. It's plasmatic. So, guys, we have yeeted out a code. I should mention that to you guys all. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Kick or on Rumble, head over to Twitch quickly. Make sure you're a follower of the Twitch channel and just write something in chat. If you're in Twitch right now, write something in Twitch chat. This is a World of Warships CC container code that we're getting rid of, okay? You don't know if Iconic just playing Heroes in the link I posted? I don't have the bot up right now. I can probably check it real quick by going to my Hero Wars scene. And the bot says 2. Wait, nope, it's doing an animation. So it might, yep, 3. So that's it for you right there, going up to 3. Perfect. Thank you very much, Gaelic. Yeah, post the screenshot in the Discord if you haven't already done so. Gaelic, there you go. Perfect, thank you. I owe you a sub replay. Hey, Taro. So if there's any that you want me to do to prioritize, like during the after portion of the stream today after we finish Hero Wars, by all means, let me know. We'll get it done for you, okay? Hey, Stakra, how's it going? We are now in the training room, which is why it's gotten a little bit quieter in the background. Ahoy from Iowa. Hello, Bosco. Welcome back. I saw you yesterday, right? Or was that earlier today when you were asking about stuff? Lurk on and off? No problem, Taro. Lurk on and off away. You guessed it, it's Cerberus in Ops if someone on your Discord wants to see it, even though I told him it's up to you. Okay. We'll do that. We'll do that. We have a couple minutes before we get started, so I can probably get that prioritized. Okay, I haven't even downloaded it yet. All right, let me fix that. Thumbs up, because I downloaded. Thumbs up, because I downloaded. Our Mac said it should be required viewing. Yeah. Download scene. Here we go. Put these in my replay folder. And prioritize this as Gaelic. Both days. Okay, cool. I'm sorry, Bosco. I remember seeing your name. I just don't remember exactly when I saw it. So Tommy can always download it himself if he wants to watch it. That's true. I saw that. But you know what? Hey, I don't think we've ever done a Cerberus game, Gaelic. Whoa! Taro with the bomb. 10 gifted subs. 10 gifted subs. Look at that. Taro, thank you very much, my guy. Look at that. Yo. Guys, that means we're in a hype train. When we get into a hype train, there's a few things that happen, okay? You can support me by subbing, gifting subs, or cheering. First of all, just so everybody understands, this is over on Twitch. If we get to level 7, hype train, if we get to level 7, we're currently on level 3 right now. If we get to level 7, we look to extend the stream. I have to negotiate with the wife on that one. We get to some, we get some special dirty water, and we yeet out an extra code to chat as well. We already have one code going, but hey, maybe we can get another one going. Rotten Bones just subbed with Prime. Perfect. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Where's the message from Taro? I have to find the message from Taro. Here we go. Ahoy, Taro, the submarine captain of generosity, diving deep with a whopping 10 gifted subs, now sailing. Guys, do me a favor. Say thank you to Taro. Just say thank you to Taro. That's all you have to do. Just even if you didn't get a sub, say thank you to Taro. He has gifted a grand total of 2,830 gift subs. 2,830. Your support makes the waves, dude, not as big as our naval battles, bigger. Like, that's a tsunami of support, if you ask me. Thank you for keeping the crew afloat and the emotes afloat. Now, I've turned off the Stevie slideshow, and I'm so sorry we're not seeing that, Tara. Maybe I can, if you guys remind me, maybe we can do that during the live play portion. We can, replay those or something like that. Massive sub hype train, yes, as we are now. Look at that. We've gotten to level 4 now, thanks to that Twitch Prime sub from Rodden Bones. Rodden, thank you very much for doing that. Rotten Bones just hoisted the Jolly Roger support in our fleet like a true pirate of generosity. You've plundered our hearts and helped keep this ship afloat. Thanks for joining the crew and setting sail on this epic adventure. Stackrow won the CC container. Congratulations, Stackrow. Dirty water incoming. It's a possibility. I've got a very, very special bottle of dirty water that I'm waiting until we get to level 7 to open up and have some fun. Bosco with the 100 bits. Thank you so much, Bosco. I'm being asked if we are ready to go. We should probably not hold people back because of a high train. But that's amazing. Thank you, Bosco, for the 100 bits. The newest hero of our fleet just launched a 100-bit torpedo of support. Your generosity sails us through rough seas, smooth waters alike. Thanks for keeping the chat afloat with your humor and your support. Okay, now I think we're seeing Section 31 again. Let's get to the game. So we are now at level 4 hype train. 2.5 minutes to go. The goal is always to get to level 7, but not required by any means. Okay, FPS is still dipping down a bit, so I might try, after this battle, changing it up. On the left, we have an Enterprise and a Tiger 59. So who's that going to be? Is that going to be Starfleet? Can Starfleet take a... They can. So I think this is going to be Starfleet versus Section 31 over here. Moin Thank you for the follow. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, what you're saying is they're having infighting?
Yes, we're having infighting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's see. So Starfleet is bringing a Kid, a Daring, a Tulsa, a Tiger 59, Moskva, Patri, and of course an Enterprise. You have to take an Enterprise if you're playing as Starfleet. And as Putin said, they are facing up against what looks like to be Section 31 again. So tell us about their lineup, por favor.
All right, we have a Moskva, nothing special. We have Goering. We have an Annapolis who decided he didn't need to protect his turrets. Didn't take a
Yeah, that's kind of weird. That's kind of funny.
Nova, the Yushikov, and the Schlieffen. And I'm not going to argue with Schlieffen taking range mod.
Yeah. You know what's kind of funny about this is it gives us a chance to comment on player builds, and maybe the players are like, oh, I should fix that, you know, for their random battles and ranked and everything else. So that might be
I don't want to
helping
talk
them
about
anyway.
random player builds. I ran into a Summers that went full gun build.
Oh, there you go. That's how you do it.
Right. Can you guess who died first on my team?
Gee, I wonder. I wonder. All right, so we think this is Section 31 because there's 6 ships in this case. Yesterday, the Section 31 was allowed to move from 5 ships to 6, so it's possible that the other grouping missed out on that, and they just didn't have the players ready or something. You don't like going in yourself. Mm-hmm.
Still could have been the test of let's try it out.
Right.
I mean, like, the inherent problem of that is you're down 2 ships.
Mm-hmm.
That hill is just way too much.
Enterprise is chilling around. Gunboat Summers was the best Summers. Absolutely, yes. Oh, we had all this going on. I forgot to run another commercial break. I'm going to have to snooze ads. That's fine. I got it in time. Okay.
Well, they did pick up the Daring on Nova's radar, but nobody can shoot them, so whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that tells them that, like, the kid's on the other side.
Right. Now, I like the Ushakov now, once again, kind of in the middle. That's okay as long as they know that there's not a big threat to his side. And he is currently being farmed by the Enterprise, which makes sense. We talked about this yesterday. There's just not a lot of defensive anti-air available to protect that Ushakov. So in this particular case, Section 31 allowed to bring 3 super ships and 3 tier 10s. Yeah, I'm still seeing some jankiness from this, so I might need to fix my PC after this stream. You redeemed the fireworks about 5 minutes ago, Wolfie. Unfortunately, when we have crazy events like what we just did with the hype train, it goes into the queue, and everything goes, you know, one thing after the next. And there goes the Enterprise bombers. Remember, they're it's tier 8 carrier. Are the planes themselves tier 8? Gotta remember on this.
I think so.
Yeah. So super ship anti-air still goes Bert.
Like, I don't completely agree with the Enterprise just going after the Yushkov, because it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Well, what I would have been doing is the patch reload DHE and start stripping the AA, potentially get the perma fire. Like, have the Enterprise come in, get the flood.
Yep.
And if he lets it go, great. But I would be flinging HE out of my Patre at this Yushkov.
I agree.
Have limited DCP still or no? Yeah, it's still limited.
He's got 5 remaining. Meanwhile, over on the sea cap, Revenge is in big trouble in the Tulsa, trying to back away. Never mind. Schlieffen just ended him right there. So,
Well,
SFSO's on the back foot.
I don't think that's how Revenge works, Revenge. Just saying, like, you guys are trying to rein in Section 31 with their budget, and they're like, no, we need that $7 million toilet seat. You are not
Right.
going to take that away from us.
Okay, well,
Well,
with
the
that,
poor kid's just going to get run down.
yeah, this matchup between Section 31 and Starfleet, we were talking about this a lot yesterday. Having a carrier, some people might say that's an insta win for that team. They get the vision, but the problem is that that takes a hull off of the board. And that hull off the board means that that's one less ship that can go and cap or contest a cap, because you're not going to throw an Enterprise into a cap. It's also one less ship to really tank incoming enemy fire, because you're probably not going to put a carrier up on the front lines.
I don't think it's a carrier problem. I think it's the tier of the carrier. He just can't dish out the damage that he needs to be effective. It literally is going to come down to dot damage for the Enterprise. Because while we all laughed at AA as a joke, imagine if that was a midway. He would be getting some very brutal strikes off. You know, but like you said, you saw those AP bombers come in and just get yeeted. Like, that's 0 damage. And sorry, AP bombers on the Yushkov, I don't think are going to do much.
No, with its deck armor and everything, they'll probably just end up bouncing.
Yeah, so I mean, like, sadly, you would have to cycle your rocket planes, which are even weaker, and hope for a fire, and then come in and get the flood, which is why I say I would have the Padre just be slinging the HE.
Yep. Now, of course, the reason the Enterprise exists, this is the Star Trek-based tournament. Nice kill there on the gearing. So, of course, you're going to want to see an Enterprise if any carrier is allowed at all. Ooh. Moskva, Roddenbone's caught broadside to Mini Bjorn's Moskva. This could spell doom for him. And it does. What's going to happen over here? Plasmatic going for Novo. No, he's going for the Yushkov. Can he do it?
Oh, Yushkov
Yes.
screwed up.
Yushkov fired a little too early. And Plasmatic was ready. Now, Plasmatic plays a lot of battleships, especially secondary battleships. We've seen him do that in tournaments, so not surprised at all that he could pull off that hit. And just like that, Section 31 overextended, essentially. They were really well set, and then they just kind of pushed when they didn't need to, I think. Hi, Yorick. Welcome on in. Thanks for the follow. And that's going to be a dead Novosibirsk. We have a lead change. Starfleet now in the lead. Section 31 on the back foot. Only 2 ships remaining for them.
Well, this is what happens when you kill Section 31's budget. Oh, you guys wanted to bring 7 ships? Yeah, it's not in the budget. Sorry.
Right. And you can see just how much damage Mini Bjorn's Moskva has done. Currently the VIP in terms of damage.
How much has the Enterprise done in damage?
51 and a half. That's actually
not
pretty good.
Bad. I was going to say
That's-
that's not bad.
3rd place for the team,
The enemy is about to win.
just in terms of raw damage.
You pick it up, Daring. You got to do better than the Enterprise, buddy. Come on. I got faith in you, Chewie. You're the only Star Wars fan here. Oh,
Oof, big hit there on Captain Rudy Schlieffen. Oh, right, the red ships can't hide. Absolutely. 1.5 minutes remaining in this game.
well, I mean, the carrier also will say you can't hide. But I find it interesting they didn't send Indianapolis with the gearing to kill the kid, and, like, that could be the difference there.
Yep. I fully expected them to overrun that flank when the Tulsa died, but they weren't able to get that kill on the kid. Some brilliant work on tag teaming the gearing, keeping the gearing spotted, and finishing off with the carrier. I literally just caught a commercial break that was about to start 10 seconds early, so I just snoozed that again.
I wonder who's
Stackro,
number
you're
one on
welcome.
the team for damage. I wonder if it's the Patre.
Right now, the Patrie does have the highest damage with 169,000 giggity. About to become 170 with his next salvo, assuming he gets one off. Chewie putting up the smoke. I like this. SFSO knowing that the game isn't over just yet. And of course, if Plasmatic goes down, there it is. Time extension, 30 seconds added to the clock. Repeat first down. I don't know what kind of drop the Enterprise is going for there.
I think this leaving was too close to the islands, which means this is... Oh, he should have just recalled.
Yeah. It's alright. It's good practice for him. I mean, there's not a lot of... We don't have that many tournaments with carriers involved, right? So to have a tournament like this where people can practice, I think it's great.
Of course, the Enterprise has to prove us wrong, knock out the engines, and hit the Schlieffen, so... What do you know, streamers?
That's right. Streamers know nothing. Alright, here's our death pick for this game. A sinking Patrie.
This tournament after the first game.
And I just realized I never updated the stream helper. I apologize to both teams for that. This is SFSO versus FBL. So there we go. We got a little distracted in the in-between section just a minute ago. Okay, go back to port. What did you guys think? That's our second look at that. I'm gonna have to kick off a commercial break right away. How much time do we have until our next? It's currently 40. And we're scheduled 50. Okay, we got 10 minutes. I'm going to run a commercial break now, get that out of the way. Here we are back again. That's right, Blue. Welcome back. How was dinner last night? I'm going to get that break running. We'll probably have to kick in or fit in another commercial break just before the start of our next round. So just keep that in mind. While I'm doing that, big thanks to Bosco for the 100 bits again during that hype train. Taro getting us kicked off just after Gaelic gifted a sub. Taro gifting 10 community subs. And then we also had Rotten Bones subscribing with Twitch Prime. So thank you very much for that, Rotten Bones, during that last hype train. It looked pretty ugly, but it was delicious. Hey, who cares if it's delicious? That's what matters most, right? So we have TASH versus Exile next. Let me not be a derp and get this thing set up. TASH versus Exile. There we go. And I still had some jankiness, and it was almost even worse. So I'm going to try one more settings change. We're going to try dipping it down. And if that doesn't work, the only way to fix this is going to be to tweak something, a Windows setting, and restart, which I can't do right now. Just streaming. Ahoy, Captains, want to dive deeper into WoW strategies? There we go. Looking forward to some crazy unconventional plays. Yeah, I think we've seen some already.
How do I level up my account? Is that like that team level thing?
Yeah, it's just team level. So you just play the game if you're doing Hero Wars. And I posted in the channel. All you have to do is, like, when you finish, you go to your daily challenges, and like when you finish the tutorial, you've already finished enough of those. You just redeem them all, and you get XP boosts, and your team levels up to like 9 when you're done. So like you level it up to 9, and then you just play like 3 rounds of campaign, and you're done. It's just stupid easy.
I'm at 8, and I've done none of that.
Well, then you're probably already done if you just go back and do that in the town. All right, room is up for us to go into. That's right, because it's TASH. There's Exile. We've got 8 minutes to go. So Tash's room host is always going to be Bismarck.
Good old Bismarck.
And remember the password. There we go. Okay. Oh, God. Looks like Tash might be... no, they're not. Be right back. Rooting is a bit biased for Tash. Yeah, I'm not surprised. They currently... Well, I'm not going to say anything, but, we'll find out how things go with that. Welcome back from the commercial break, everybody. Bosco! Bosco with a 1,000-bit cheer. Thank you, Bosco. Just when we thought our stream couldn't get any more epic, you sail in with a cheer of 1,000, specifically a party 1,000. I have no idea exactly what that means, but... Wow, dude, thank you. Launching the biggest celebration in World of Warships history. Your support is the wind in our sails. Thank you for making waves of joy. Look at that, waves of joy. All right, we have a full roster, 7 players. So we know that Tosh will not be playing as Section 31. I really, really, really hope we can see the Romulans play, because the Romulans are the only team that can bring a sub. I really hope we can see the Romulans field a sub sometime today. That would be amazing if we can. What do you guys think? You want to see a sub in the tournament?
I do. And we know my feeling on submarines.
We do. 5 minutes to go until we get started with our next battle, everybody. And the commercial break is 37 minutes away. So assuming the battle starts on time, we don't need to run another commercial break, which is great. Raise hand for sub. I want to see a sub in a tournament. I want to see everybody suffer, because I suffer in random battles myself when I'm playing, right? Many of you guys do as well when you play the game and, there's subs. So let's see some super unicoms. How about a battle with 7 versus 7 subs? I mean, can you imagine if the Romulans, as their faction, because of the cloaking device, was the only faction allowed to run subs and they could literally run any sub they wanted? I think we know which sub Puddin would go for, right?
Yeah, FDR.
There, Hector, thanks for the sub. Sorry, I'm just the follow. I'm taking a quick break to grab a snack because I'm getting a little hungry. Bosco, that is true. The Klingons also have cloaking devices, and technically, the Federation has 2 cloaking devices, right? Technically, they have 2. They got the one from the episode with Pegasus, right? And that one's a special cloaking device because it can go through matter. And then the Defiant in Deep Space Nine has a cloaking device as well. So technically, they have 2. You go watch the
Level
ocean
10,
surface for the
correct?
same thing. I'm sorry, what?
I just need to get to level 10.
Yes. And, well, they didn't steal their cloaking devices, Wolfie. They technically developed the cloaking device on their own, they claim. And they violated the Treaty of Algernon? I think it was the Treaty of Algernon that forbade the Federation from ever developing cloaking technology.
Right.
And then,
So we just go with we stole it. We didn't develop it. We just stole it.
I mean, they made it better though because it could go through matter. So, what kind of snack we got going on? Give me a sec. I'll show you a full one here. Thank you for that, Glacial. Yeah, so it's Nature Valley sweet and salty nut. Honey Crunch ones are good too. I just had a whole one. We got them on sale, I think, at Costco 1 month. It was really cheap. So I bought a big box of them. So I'm working through those, and then I've got another box of other ones to go through next. And then I've got some special protein bars that they had on sale that were pretty yummy too. I think. I don't remember anymore. But what's nice about them is that they're compact, so they're great for travel and snacks and stuff like that. So, hey Bosco with the sub too. Look at that. You're doing everything. You just cheered 1,100 bits today, and then you've subbed. Thank you. Ahoy, Bosco. From Iowa, the stealthy supporter. Just like Klingons with their cloaking, you've snuck in with a sub to support our fleet. Your preference for Honey Crunch only makes your taste and snacks as sweet as your support. Let's sail on the high seas of gratitude. Is that bot crazy or what? Blue, thank you for the follow as well. Christian Niker 84 and Der Ector, thank you very much for the follows too. You keep Nature Valley bars in your car and at work. Yeah, right, exactly. You just never know when you need to get a quick hit of fuel, right? All right, let's get into this next game. And of course, Stream Raiders demands my attention at the worst possible time, but that's okay. Let's go. Taro! Oh my god. Taro with another sub bomb. Gifting out 10 more subs to the community. Thank you very much, Taro. Generosity isn't just lurking at all, it's sailing at full mast into the spotlight with those 10 gifted subs making waves in our fleet. Your emote game is as strong as your support. Put in!
What?
Look at this, Tash. Tash is the Romulans. Tash is the Romulans. We know this for a fact. Let's go! Alright, so the Romulan faction, run by TASH, is bringing 2 I-56s, 2 subs, our first submarine in a tournament in World of Warships. You've seen it here today.
That means this is their home map.
That's right, because
Right,
their home map...
on their home map.
On their home map, they're allowed to bring 2 subs. On their non-home map, they can only bring 1. That's correct. So each faction, I believe, also has a home map. So they also have a Yu Yang. This is a Smoke Yu Yang, a Smolensk, an Encounter, a Conqueror, and a Svea. So I believe the Romulans' big thing is obviously stealth, right? So that's going to be either submarine or the ability to smoke. And that's probably why the Yu Yang is running smoke instead of radar.
I don't think stealth and conqueror go together.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Well, maybe it's concealment. Maybe it's good concealment.
Stealth would be good, but I mean, like, yes, the conqueror has really good concealment, but I would go with one of the Italian things that got smoke.
We're super into testing this thing and play around the settings. Well, yeah, you might as well. So what's Exile bringing, Puddin'?
The mighty Klingon fleet is bringing a Z-23, an Appleby, a Hanover, a Brest, a Kurfürst, an Aegir, and another Z-23. Like, why not a Z-52, guys? Just once, just one time.
Well, when you have a mix of tiers, my guess is that they're trying to make it so that the higher tier ships go to the ships that need to survive the most. So that would be like the cruisers. Der Hector already detected though. And look at this just mountain of ASW coming after him.
I was looking for a Hector, not the sub.
Meanwhile, Hanover already taking some I-56 torpedoes.
They really, really love to shove this Hanover straight in the middle of every map.
They do indeed. Joker barely dodging these other torpedoes with the Napoli, but there's more on the Hanover. Hanover takes more torpedoes to the face. His Hydro is active, his DCP is down, he is flooding, he's on fire. He's trying to heal through that.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's not going to heal through this.
Now, there's a possibility that he can... No.
That he could, what? Live long enough to eat the YY torps or the sub torps?
Live long and prosper, right? All right, so start off detected now in the I-56. Here comes some more ASW. TASH go, TASH!
I'm still waiting for this ASW to come in.
Well, it just 50% down,
Well, I was
and
looking
then
at the other guy.
well, Z23 of course has Hydro. I'm surprised that Der Hector isn't diving like super deep. There he goes finally, so that he doesn't get detected by the Hydro. Hydro will detect submarines that are at what, periscope depth and above, and will not detect if you're below periscope depth, so you're at like 30 or crash diving even.
Fun
It
fact
will-
for more love for submarines, they'll spot your torpedoes no matter where they're at. Like, it doesn't matter the depth.
Now the other thing is the Hydro will detect permanently out to 2 kilometers from that destroyer. So if you're in a Hydro destroyer trying to go after a submarine, the best thing that you can do is charge it and get over it. If you can charge it and get on top of it, then that will absolutely nail whatever that submarine is. So if you have a Hydro ship and you're playing the game on randoms or something, if it's safe enough to do it, try to charge and get over them. Not an easy feat, but if you can do it, it's usually a free kill. Deepwater torps coming in on the Napoli, they miss.
He ate one.
He did eat one, yep, I see that now.
Well, Napoli's going to easily dodge these sub torps.
Yep. You love you some sub-hunting in British destroyers. The problem with British destroyers is they're just so slow, it's difficult to get on top of that sub. That's why I like using German destroyers for it, because you got the engine boost with the Hydro.
Oops, Sava pops his radar.
Yep, so it does pop the
Let's see.
radar.
This I-56 will spot all these torpedoes that are coming across.
The I-56, I mean, yes.
Yeah, that thing too.
Bonus points if you ram ASW, right? Or if you ram without it, ASW, yep. That's one reason why it's always a good idea to take a ramming flag. If you don't know what flag to take, you got a spot open for a flag, just take a ramming flag. Start off. Oof. It's going to be forced to surface in a sec because he's running out of dive capacity.
Well, the Germans seemed, I mean, the Klingons seem to be very upset that they killed the Hanover. And they're just, they're just going, oh, you think the wall of Stalin is brutal? Here, we're going to take the wall of German.
Yep. Start off is detected now as the Aegir takes a Yu Yang torpedo and goes down. This is probably the end of the I-56. If I'm start off, I'm just using my guns until I die.
I don't think he had
Anyway.
time to.
He didn't really have time to. He got the breast. So now this Vea is forced to just kind of back off and keep kiting away. We haven't talked about the other side of the flank, but now it's an encounter and a Yu Yang versus a Z23. These guys need to just push W into them now so they can help their teammate. Svea. Never mind, he's dead. Oh, because Bismarck is hiding in the backfield there. That's why. See, full health battleship. You always yell at that full health battleship when you're at the end of the game, right?
Well, he's playing into the detectability of, you know, the faction.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, they're going to lose their home planet and going to have to resend that stupid mining vessel back in time. Except this time, they're going to have to go after the Klingons and not Starfleet.
It was such a wild, weird plot development. No idea why they would even make that, but that's all right.
No, what was it? The
Nope, it was a
they went
Romulan
after
mining
Spock.
vessel.
No, they went after the Vulcan home planet, which was technically part of Starfleet.
Yeah, right. In the, what is it, 2006, 2009 Star Trek?
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed those. I thought they were fairly well made, and
They were fun.
in the day and age of they write movies about characters nobody gives a hoot about, they made me want to actually care about people on both sides.
I thought it was great that they brought Leonard Nimoy in.
Never heard of
The
him.
enemy is about to win.
And they had a very nice tribute to him after he passed as well.
I mean, that I don't care what sci-fi you go for. They always seem to do a decent job of acknowledging people and their characters very well.
1 minute
Looks
left
like
for the...
Napoli B is falling back to try to help out the Z.
Well, he's also quite low, so he knows he has to back off and be careful.
It's a Napoli. It takes an act of Congress for it to take damage.
Conqueror trying to burn down the Kerr first.
I mean, Bismarck's doing a good job of not showing a side.
Yes.
I'm like, his only problem is going to be is if the Z actually does get to a side, because that's going to be a lot of torpedoes.
Yep. The thing about the Conqueror is you absolutely want to be careful about showing the side, but you also have that super heal, so you actually do want to be taking some damage early and just, you know, kind of know when to back off and heal up and stuff.
Unfortunately, he doesn't have the option of either one of those, because he's got to
Not
kill
at
the
this
Kerr
point.
first, get on a cap. Kerr first looks like he's going to burn out.
Yep, there it goes. Now that allows Bismarck to start turning. Unfortunately, he'll turn right into a torpedo. Or that does pull out the DCP.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
As TASH does grab the C cap. Ooh, Z-23 detected for a moment. TASH can still pull this off if the Z-23 gets killed. Frankly, if both Z-23s get killed. Let's get the other fight in the background there. They know that this is such an important kill. They're actually throwing Christian into this, knowing he's going to be detected on Hydro, so that he shoots his guns. And if he shoots his guns, they can approximate where he is, and they could look for some spicy kills there. No guns for a while. Tells him there's probably torpedoes in the water. Oh, he just barely dodges that.
Oh, Napoli's involved.
Napoli's involved.
They need to
Stormgren detected.
They need to trade him out here.
They don't want to
Nope.
trade if they can help it. All right, there you go. So Tosh gets that
Wait.
kill. That's another time extension.
Stop rooting for the green team.
Oh,
Conqueror goes down. That's it. That's GG.
That's done right there. Conqueror gets torpedoed by the Klingon Bird of Prey, Klansman 19. Wow.
It's not the bird of play like a cruiser or a battleship?
No, it's a scout ship.
Oh,
Although technically
don't-
there is a enlarged Bird of Prey that does classify as a heavy cruiser.
I don't know these things.
Ah, you're good. Better to be lucky than good. That,
We're
I
just gonna
gotta
call it the
say,
TIE Fighter, baby. We're gonna do it all wrong here.
that was
It was one
Interesting
heck of a
to
good
see.
battle.
That was one heck of a good battle. Absolutely. Yeah, probably the best battle I think we've seen this tournament. And part of that, of course, is because there's subs involved, right?
I feel
Hello.
like the subs didn't have a huge impact.
Mm-hmm.
But if you think about it, if they weren't subs, I think TASH usually wins this.
Mm-hmm. They were looking very strong at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because, at this point, subs, I would use as spot for the DD to smoke up the DD and let them shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But, we could probably go back and look at it and analyze it a little bit better in more detail. Okay, I'm done with you.
Yeah, I think it's just the growing pain of how do we use a submarine in a battle, like in a tournament environment. Go make yourself a sandwich, Wolfie. And yes, Duckman, there's no delay. So how do you work out a submarine in a turbulent environment? And I'll tell you what, the Klingons are probably the best faction to go up against as a sub because all of those ships have hydro. Well, most of them do, right?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it was one real heck of a good game, but I think it also shows, like, to hide Section 31, just throw in a couple subs and just be like, you can't do anything, right? You can't fight. Like, the most we'll let you do is scout.
Yeah. I still feel like for 31, just throw a tier 1 in or something because then they're just not helpful at all. How influential was the sub that game? I mean, they got the Hanover killed very quick early on, and I think they if they utilize them a little bit better, I think they probably would have been fine. Not start off. I don't remember the other I-56 player, but he loitered around in Z-23 Hydro for a very long time. I don't know why. So I think it comes down to tightening up your play styles and figuring out exactly what's going on. We didn't spend a lot of time looking at the player builds either for the subs. So that could be part of it too. If he doesn't have watchful, for example, that is such an important skill to have, especially in competitive. You have to know if you're about to surface into radar or if you're surfacing into hydro.
I mean, like, I'm going to go back to the original statement. It's going to be growing pains because you're going to have to figure it out. And it sadly was literally one game. Like, we don't know if these guys typically play subs on, like we don't know if they're sub players.
Yeah.
And that matters an awful lot too.
That's right.
You just don't throw anybody into a CV. You need a CV player.
Right.
And it's the same thing with these subs, but I think this requires to go back and do like a full analysis of it, which is going to take a lot of time overall. But like, it was interesting. It was really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think if those two were surface ships, maybe this is a different game. Because it also is going to change the way the other team plays. Right? Like it putting two subs literally changed how they played. Like, yeah, we have all the hydros. Once we find one, rush it down when the opportunity arrives.
Blue, no problem. Take care, dude. I hope you had a good time. And it sounds like your teammates had a good time too, playing through that battle. And remember, there's no this isn't for money or anything like that. It's literally just to test out the lineup. So this tournament in its as you're seeing it here, of course, will be tweaked, and the hope is that the tournament will be launched in the fall of this coming year. In the meantime, they also have the Enterprise tournament, the next iteration of Enterprise, which will be starting up. I think they said in May. Fingers crossed, indeedy. You're actually glad to see subs in the tournament now. Yeah, I know, right? It's they've been in this game for what, 3 years now at this point? So, yeah.
I'm glad to see them in a tournament, but sadly, it's the wrong tournament.
Yep.
All right. Like, for anybody back in the day, the dark days of RTS CVs, they were always in COTS and supremacy and all of that.
Right.
Carriers were always there.
Right.
Wargaming took over. People hate carriers, and now carriers aren't even in a tournament. Right? maybe it was one tournament, right? But then it goes to clan battles. You throw it in clan battles, and you see the people not wanting to play it, complain all over the forums when those things were around about carriers. What was Wargaming's answer? Yeah, we're not going to fix them. Just get rid of them. They're not in clan battles or tournaments anymore. They're a problem fixed.
Yep. Yep. So UNCRN just finished their game. The training room expired, so they're probably going to be putting it into into the next training room in a bit. And I agree with you, Bosco. I got so bored of clan battle. I don't do it anymore. I could. I don't need to. I've got over 1 million steel now, so I literally could care less about clan battles. And it's a lot of time investment, and it's just too difficult to do it for me. Evening time is time with the wife / work, so I just don't have time for clan battles.
They don't make clan battles interesting enough. Oh, we're gonna let you play with 3 super ships. Ugh, great.
They had
what a change up. Wow.
They really had a good opportunity in my mind to change it up and put like themes out for a season, right? This is a theme of this ship, and maybe Wargaming could have highlighted and said only this particular super ship is allowed, right? And that allows people, if they want to play it, fine, they can play it, but it also allows people to come up with tactics to compete against that super ship. Or you could have times where you're highlighting a particular nation, and like you have unlimited ships from this particular nation, but every other nation you're limited to only 1 ship from, or you can do kinds of crazy things like that to make it different. No worries, Link. No worries. Enjoy. Good luck. Chat, we have 5-6 minutes until our next scheduled match here. You can see that's going to be UNCRN versus SDW. So I'm going to go ahead and get a commercial break going out of the way. Seems to be a sentiment of a lot of players. Last season we just met the same clans. Yeah, it gets boring because what's the point? Cross server is still a thing, isn't it, Puddin'?
Oh God, yes.
So I mean, that's the only option for variety. What's up, Iron Meals? But the reality of it is most of the time you end up with like
Mostly
Asian
what
teams trying to.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
It's the cross. There's a reason it's called Asia Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
You're literally facing all the hurricane teams from Asia because they know it's going to be an easy cakewalk because the NA is not as aggressive as the Asia clans are, and they run you over.
Yep. So, yeah, I mean, a nation versus nation tournament would be fun. Clash of the Classes tried doing that a couple of iterations ago. They had like, what was it? Axis versus Allies. Really interesting to see because the Axis had the Hydro and the Allies had the radar. I don't recall which faction won out of that between the two.
The Allies.
The Allies did? Okay.
You can't beat radar. It reaches out further than Hydro. Oh no, torpedoes are coming. Oh, they killed our DDs anyways. So you don't even need the Hydro.
Makes sense. All right, let's see if UNCRN is up. There it is. UNCRN game is up. So chat, we have I should wait till commercial break ends. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this started. Taro, thank you again for the 10 gifted subs earlier, the second round of 10 gifted subs. That really means a lot, dude. Thank you so much. It's good to hear Puddin' pontificating. He should pontificate more. Absolutely.
What the hell does that mean?
You are thinking in a special form.
I mean, I'm bitching. Why can't you just good? It's good to hear Puddin' bitching. Like, Jesus. Stop using $5 words on me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, like, in all honesty, the only way you do an Axis versus Allies is you tell the Allies you cannot use radar, right? Like, I understand war, you never ever fight fair, nor should you, because the goal is to win. This is a stupid video game based on warships. Okay, you gotta equalize it somehow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's not literally just a steamroll. Okay.
Yes.
You can't use radar. Sorry. Anybody caught using radar, literally, you will know right away. Sorry, automatic disqualification. You're gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
there
it's,
are
it's
so many
re-
things they can do for even clan battles that, like, I've seen so many ideas. They're just
yeah.
not willing to do it.
It's hard to do the disqualification if you use something thing because I mean you remember what happened in COTS with ASW, you know? Like that one game where a clan won and then they all just launched their ASW and were disqualified because they used ASW.
But you know what? Like that, they knew better. That wasn't, oh crap, I did it on accident. They all knew it and did it. So yeah, the rule may suck and all that, but I mean, like there has to be
I know.
some sort of consequences.
But there
You know
were
what I'm
people
saying?
there were people that were accidental too. Now that the commercial break is over, I want to mention too, what about turning off a particular consumable in clan battles? What if you have a clan battle season where nobody's allowed to use radar at all? Or turn off multiple? Turn all of them off. No consumables. How crazy would that be?
In all honesty, if you're going to do that, go to a lower tier.
Well, that
Right?
too.
Because the big thing would be the heal.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
But
who's popping defensive fire?
yeah, I mean that could be a lot of fun. I'm going to suggest that to Wargaming because they tried doing the support consumable thing and that completely blew up in their face.
Oh God, that was hilarious.
So
Everybody just go unique Petro.
Tears.
I mean, no.
Uniball. That was probably the most painful season for me in clan battles when I played.
God, no. Oh, there's a smoke cloud in front of our smoke cloud. Everybody shoot into the smoke cloud. Whoever's
Yeah.
got the best luck wins.
Right? Right?
Like, oh.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, like, I'd love to see a game, you know, a season where there's no radar whatsoever. And how does that impact things? How does that impact ship choices? How does that impact, you know, whatever? Or, you know, you have a
Perhaps-
season where there's no smoke allowed.
Well, smoke would be a consumable, so you wouldn't even have that.
Well, I mean, you can, what I'm saying is you could turn off specific consumables or you can just turn them all off, right? But you can
turn
have
them all
seasons
off.
where you turn off a specific one. You know, like you can call it like hardcore mode or something like that, you know, like could be fun.
But I mean, like we're saying, there are so many new and different options for them to try, and the
Mhm.
only option they're going for is get to tier 10 and tier 11 as fast as humanly possible, so you can participate in something nobody really participates in anymore except for a few players. You know, like I don't agree with this. Like I agree with using clan battles as seeding for COTS
Mhm.
because the goal of COTS is to become a prestigious tournament, which literally means it's for the elites,
Mhm.
right? But you could look at it as clan battles is your regular season, like
Mhm.
take whatever sports you want,
Mhm.
and people are based on where they end up at the end of that season as far as playoffs go.
Yep.
And then the playoff teams fight each other. I think that's what
We're-
COTS needs to turn into instead of here's the participation award. As we're
Right.
dropping, sorry.
Yeah, we are dropping. One thing I want to mention, an idea I shared on the CC Discord, was why not make it so that the lowest tier, lowest level of clan, they have the higher tier ship availability. So they're the ones that can play supers, and then you go from whatever the lowest is, storm or gale, right? And then you move up, and then now you know you get to typhoon or hurricane, and suddenly you are kind of gimped at a lower tier. If you're a true hurricane clan, you can't just go around and be clubbing a whole bunch of, you know, lower tier groups because you've got that big tier disparity. Anyway, let's get into the game here. So this is going to be let's see, UNCRN versus SDW. which I still have to fix in my thing here, but UNCRN is going for, or has been assigned, Section 31. And you can see that there because this time they have 5 ships. 2 of them are Tier 10s, that's the Marceau and the Gearing. And then 3 of them are super ships, that's the Annapolis, Novosibirsk, and Yushikov. But what do we have to the opposite team here for SDW?
I have no idea what faction they are, but we've got a Kaba, not just Shimmy. I think that's the first one we've seen all tournament. A Talon, Stalingrad, Moskva, a Yushikov, and an Ohio. And it looks like,
Ooh.
I was going to say, it looks like they're going to hard push C and kite A.
Maybe. I'm seeing a lot of people in this tournament yesterday and today not running flags. And just a reminder, if anybody's in the tournament and listening, training room does not deduct flags. So there's no reason to not run flags in a training room.
I mean, sadly, this could literally be one of those. They weren't prepared for somebody to play a Nutstra, and he's the only one who's got it. May have just bought it, threw in a captain, at least threw in some modules, and be like, well, it's start time, we got to go.
Okay. I believe this faction is the Borg. I see Ushikov on the list. I see Nusushimi on the list. Let's see, is Kava? Kava's on the list. Stalingrad and Talon. Yes, this is definitely the Borg. Now the Borg are interesting because the Borg have a ship designated as the Queen, and that is done by one of the refs or whatever. If the Queen dies, it's an automatic loss. In this case, my guess is New Jersey is going to be the Borg Queen, being in the Ushikov.
Yeah, I do believe they randomly pick a player, and then obviously that player picks a ship.
Right. So then it would make sense if the Borg realize, okay, we've got a queen. We have to, we have to protect the queen. So that person is going to play the tankiest ship on the team. Like that would make the most sense to me. But what do I know?
It would be, but I mean, you know what? It also turns into a real mind game. Oh, they're going to put the queen in the Yushikov, so whenever that thing's spotted, we need to shoot at it. Well, the queen literally could be the Stalingrad, who was parked on an island, fairly safe for most of the game.
Right, Jacob's pretty safe. It could be a stealthy destroyer, although I don't know. I mean, Nustra's pretty stealthy. I don't know what else it was, but yeah, you probably want to put it on your tankiest of ship, like the Nushikov.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, this is where the mind game comes into play, which is interesting. Like, I would, it'd be nice if we knew, but even with the delay, if we're talking about the Queen and somebody's listening and they go, oh, that's the ship, like, they literally just wait 5 minutes and then just eat something at it.
Yeah. No flags equals economical and friendly, I guess.
Listen, we're not trying to save the environment here. All right, it was already too late. Starfleet failed to get the whale. It's already over for them.
There you go. T. Krieger, that's a good point, too. You get into the training room and you completely forget that you usually don't run flags on your ship, on your personal account for that particular ship. That is very true. But hey, once upon a time, we didn't have mods that allowed you to fix things in the training room. We didn't even have a mod called Tournament Ready that tells you if you are readied up without flags or upgrades or commanders or all three.
You know what I find out interesting is the battle for Section 31's budget has come into play here because they're only down to 5 ships, not to 6. That would actually be really interesting.
What?
If Section 31 faces Starfleet, it's technically a budget battle. And if Section 31 wins, they can pick up an extra ship. Like that really, like that makes that game like really mean something.
How'd you like to be this Talon right now? You've got a Gearing and an Annapolis in front of you. That's got to feel good, right?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm not the Borg Queen.
I'm just a drone.
Oh God, he's dead.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this talent said, he's just reversing. There isn't a universe he survives in.
He's trying to live long enough to get his radar available so that his Ohio buddy can kill the Annapolis, but it's not going to happen quickly enough. Matter of fact, if I'm the gearing, I might even open up with guns just to get him out. That doesn't matter anymore. So I like the idea of setting up a trap with the Ohio, but Alan just isn't tanky enough to handle that.
I think the problem was the talent got caught by wind. He should have been reversing, and I think that just comes to positioning.
Melon taking a torpedo in the face. Unfortunate for him.
Yeah, it's just a drone. Who cares? Right.
Does have the
We just
super
need
heal
to
going.
protect the queen, guys. That's all we need to do. Protect the queen and kill something.
Well, and they also need to, like, not lose the battle. I mean, you know, protecting the queen is part of it. That's an extra layer, but...
As long as the queen survives, we will come back with more anger.
Okay.
Marcel spotted. This could be bad.
Well, yeah. New Jersey's Ushakov gets involved on this.
Helpful hint for people. If you're ever fighting a French DD and he gets low like he is now, just sling AP at him. It will bypass front saturation.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be interesting with the poor Ohio alone.
Yeah, that's true, T. Krieger. If you're listening or watching streams, even with a 5-minute delay, you know, but I mean, the thing is, as soon as you load into battle, if you're a team, like even we were recognizing some of the lineups just from playing yesterday or watching it yesterday. So, I mean, there's at a certain point, like even if you think about it, when a battle finishes, you have to report the post-battle results screen, right? So just from that alone, you can tell what ships, you know, are involved and what the faction is. So I think it's just going to come down to how they want to utilize the factions. If a particular team is assigned a faction throughout the tournament, you know, one thought is they can
Marcel
get
goes
good.
down.
Yep, one thought is they can get good with that faction, but the other thought is that other teams know how to counter that particular team when they face them. It's no different than football scouting their team, you know, their opponents or whatever. So,
Like, the only thing that would make a difference, even with the delay, like I said, if we knew the queen was.
yeah.
Because we would definitely be like, oh man, okay, how are they going to protect the Yushkov, right? We know that's the queen. We
Right.
100% confirmed it, right?
Yep.
So, like I was saying, you wait 5 minutes.
Melon,
He's just eating all sorts of torps.
Melon is just like, nom 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 torps, nom nom torps the whole time.
But, I mean, that could be, you know, get down, Mr. President.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me eat one for you. But I mean, like, that's the only thing that would really matter in a delay is
Right.
the Borg, who's the queen.
Right. And we don't know who the queen is. They don't tell us, and that's a good thing. Keep everybody guessing, and then at the end, you know, they can reveal it in the training room. That would be nice, you know, like who is the queen, just so we can share it with the chat. But anyway, looks to me like the Borg are going to defeat Section 31. I mean, they are looking really strong here.
Well, it looks like, we probably should have noticed with the Stalingrad with his node towards A to help out the Ohio. Like, they were prepared to lose a Talon, but what I think is hilarious is you're having Ohio in reverse playing Ring Around the Rosie with the Gearing and an Annapolis.
I like it, honestly. I like it a lot because...
How often do you really see that?
Not at all.
Backing up. Let me just
Not at
keep
all.
backing up.
But it's great, right? Because this Annapolis has a smoke, and he's like, I got nothing to shoot. He even pops his radar to try to find something, and he can't, right? So he's waiting for his buddy in the Gearing to spot the Ohio for him. Meanwhile, the Ohio's guns are looking And he's sussing out that this gearing might be approaching. If he surprises the gearing, I don't think he's going to, because it looks like the Annapolis has left his
Battle ends in 5
smoke,
minutes.
and there's the radar detecting, and you can probably watch the gearing immediately pull the brake. No. I thought he was going to dive the island just to crash, but he's going to come out. He's going to come out. What are you doing?
But you know what's funny? As soon as the Ohio got detected by the radar, he W'd.
I know.
I
The
mean, like you
complete
said, they were-
opposite.
Oh God!
This might be a trade, but this was
it's a
hilarious to
trade.
watch. Oh my goodness. Guys, that's a clip moment right there. What the heck?
And people tell me not to shoot AP at DDs out of a battleship.
Well,
Wow.
now if you're the Stalingrad, you just have to hold out for 47 seconds.
Well, it's going to be less than that because the Yushkov is going to go down.
Oh, you're right. We forgot he's still just sitting here trying to tankety tank. His final heal
mean-
being utilized.
Hats off to, trying to tank as much as possible, but
Ah,
New Jersey's doing the right thing. It's, okay, you want to play bow in? I'll just shoot AG at you. I have that ammo type too.
and there he goes. The Borg have defeated Section 31.
And the Queen lives.
And the Queen survives, yes. So let's see. Unicorn was Section 31. If I don't write this down now, I will forget it. And have to go searching through the VOD later for the answers. No, thank you. Cthulhu, thank you very much.
Just
That's right, a
asking who was the
sacrifice for
Queen.
peace.
The Stalin was the crew. What did I say?
You said it. You said it.
But let's play the mind
Stalin.
games.
Awesome. That's awesome.
It's what do you mean? Like that brings such a different dynamic to this battle, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
everybody's gonna assume biggest tankiest ship is Queen. I'm like, well, why not the Stalingrad? He's literally he's a tanky ship. He's beyond well protected, right? That is a position you would put a Stalin or a Moskva to play.
The
So
Queen
it's
was the
not like they're
Stalingrad,
not-
Wolfie. Stalingrad.
It's not like they're not involved in the battle.
Mm-hmm. That is too funny. That is too funny. Well, we are waiting for the next training room to load up, guys. This is our last scheduled game. It's 10 minutes away. So we'll go ahead and do a quick commercial break. This is an opportunity for you guys to, do some self-care stuff, stand up, walk around, have some water, whatever you need to do. I know I need to stretch and kind
Coffee.
of work through that. I thought the Queen gets assigned by the ref, not the team's deciding itself. My understanding, T. Krieger, is that the Queen is randomly assigned on that team. And then the team can choose where they put the Queen, what ship. That's my understanding. Because the only other way to do it is you send, here's who's going to be what ship, and then it gets randomly drawn by the ref.
I do believe New Jersey said it's the player is randomly picked
Mm-hmm.
through whatever randomizer they use,
Yep.
which means, okay, then the team gets to pick what ship they're going to play. Because like I said, if you pick a DD, it's kind of not good because you saw how many torps the Natsushimi ate, and the DD's got an awful lot to do, and then you're gonna throw in, well, you got to be the Queen. Good luck. Don't take any damage. By the
Right.
way, do the spotting, screen for torps.
Yep.
Make sure the other DD dies.
Yep.
Like, little bit too much.
Yeah, the ref decides who the Borg Queen is, and then and we'll tell them at the match start. Dorngren says, okay.
Oh.
So if that's the case, interesting. I kind of like that too, because then there's no room for sneaky, like, oh, the ref doesn't like this person, so they're just gonna, or whatever, right? Like, technically they could still do that after they look at the lineup, but either way, I think if the ref, like, as soon as they hit the battle button while the game is loading, and then the ref's like, "Blah, this is the Queen," like, I think that's the way to do it. Then you get rid of that part of it too. Right,
I
keep
think it should
guessing.
be done before the battle. Because, like I
Well,
said, I mean, you could get screwed over by whatever randomizer they're using, and it's now your your smoke DD on the kite side. You know, it's like,
right.
I definitely maybe like we don't know the full rules either, really.
No, we don't.
Like we're just throwing out what we think and suggestions possibly. I mean, I like that it is random. Like they're using some sort of randomized program.
Right.
But I do like that you decide it before the game starts. Like you could do it while you're in the training room. You know, it's just, I mean, trying things out.
That's right. And there ain't nothing wrong with that at all.
Well, I'm getting my coffee and Pete. So you guys, moment of silence and weather reports.
There you go. Yeah, what's the weather like where you guys are at? Feel free to share. And are you enjoying the tournament, or is there something you would like to have changed to improve? Let's get the commercial break going. And in the meantime, I need to get things ready for our sponsored stream. Sunny after a tornado warning last night. Oof. Let's see. Here we go. Let me mute this site for right now. Good. Okay, I should be the correct account now. Dark, dry, with slight overcast and about 2 degrees Celsius. Gotcha. Studio mode on for a sec. Go to here. Because I'm playing a browser game, I have to, like, adjust some stuff, it seems. Can I move this one? No, I can't. Maybe I can make this... that would help. Okay, make it full screen. There we go. There. Okay. Good. Alright, and we're at 4 now, which is awesome. I'm guessing that would be Puddin that helped out. And was our 4th. Yeah, exactly. Thumbs up, right, Wolfie? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Alright, let's get into the training room and see if this is ready. Commercial break is finishing soon. .tm. Training room is still not up yet. It okay? Pings, 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 pings. Oh, okay. I see. Sam. We have to search for Sam. All right. All right. Puddin', if you can hear me, training room is up and available. What's going on here in this page? After the last match, all team leaders are invited to a final feedback talk in the feedback channel. Okay. "45 centimeters of snow coming down, Rostro. Wow. Okay. Have fun. We've been clearing out snow and stuff like that. It's been it's been blowing quite heavily today. Let's get this thing going.
Oh, what a-
Game is up. Look for Sam. Search for Sam. "30 centimeter on Thursday, huh? Okay. How do I get rid of this?
Well, I'm sorry they were waiting for me, apparently.
Yeah, that's all right. Ah, there we go. Okay, that helps. Cool. Okay. All right, guys, we have a game. Oh, and we lost Stream Raiders. I got to turn that back on.
Don't worry.
Uh,
Remainders can be gone soon enough.
Well, that is true. That is true. And thanks to awesome people like Wolfie and Royal Mommy, you don't have to worry about that so much anymore. It feels so damn good. Thank you again, guys. Okay, so let's get into the battle here. So this is going to be... Did I update the thing? Exile and FBL? I did. Good. Whew. So we've got Exile. I see a Schlieffen and Ushakov, a Gearing... Gearing, Novosibirsk, Annapolis, Moskva, Schlieffen, and Ushakov. I don't think we've seen a lineup like this yet. Tell us about the other team, Puddin'.
Well, for Section 31, because it's the only one I know because less ships, is Gearing, Nova, Yuzhkov, Schlieffen, Annapolis, and Moskva.
That's what it is. I just haven't seen them play this before, but you're right. There's 6 players. I should have caught that. That's Section 31. And then opposing them is definitely going to be the Klingons because Kurfürst and Hanover. We've got Aegir, Brest, Z-23, and Napoli. Thanks, bud. I got things reversed because I was focused on so many other things at once.
Well, we can blame String Riders for that.
Yep, absolutely. So, Klingons...
Oh, this is interesting.
Yes?
You have a lone Z-23. Oh, no, there's the Agar. I was going to say, it looked like just a Z-23 heading to sea.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't be actually a horrible idea.
What, to just do one Z-23?
Just send one ship to sea. You already have a ship. You
Yeah.
already have a ship advantage, so make it even bigger on the other side. You want to win.
Mm-hmm. So that means today we have seen a lot of the Klingons. That's 3 battles of Klingons. We saw 4 battles of Section 31. 1 of Starfleet.
1 Borg.
1 Borg. 1 Romulans.
Ooh,
So we haven't
what
seen...
we didn't see was the Free Borg.
Free Borg and Species 8472. We haven't seen either of those.
Or the Vulcans.
We didn't see the Vulcans either. Good point.
And I'm not supposed to be the Star Trek nerd here, guys.
So Klingons doing the typical aggressive push. Everybody works on one flank. I like the decision to move the breast up to the corner there. It's a very strong position at this little bump out. Peninsula, whatever.
I can't believe I have to say nice things about Team Alpha, but I like the idea of not putting the Hanover in the middle of the map to die right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that definitely helps too.
But of course, he wants to go broadside to everything that's got really good AP, so maybe life choices still aren't the smartest.
Yeah, well, you know. I think he's trying to go into a kite away position in case he finds the bulk of the enemy push or something. And everybody, the bot has decided now is a great time to give away a code. So a CC container, I believe, is what's up for grabs. All you have to do is be active in chat. This is on Twitch only, so if you're watching on YouTube, Kick, or Rumble, please head on over to Twitch. Make sure you follow the channel and type anything you'd like in chat. Getting in the middle of the fight and taking out as many enemies as possible is honorable. That is true. That is true. That is the warrior spirit, right?
Well, I like what both teams are doing. Like the Nova and Moskva are taking care of like the 3-4 line, 1-2 also. But you got the Yushikov that is trying to control the middle. But Team Klingon is like, okay, you know, we got 2 ships versus the Yushikov. Kind of have 3 ships versus the Nova and Moskva, even though Hanover did back off for a bit.
How do we feel about
Looks like-
Napoli sap secondaries on Ushikov here?
If they're doing damage, great. But I think the overall goal is you want the fires to get the DCPs down to guarantee the kill.
Right, but you're not getting that with Napoli sap secondaries.
Nope.
Yeah, well, I give people 5 minutes to enter, especially for those who are maybe watching on YouTube, Rumble, or Kick, if they want to get over, if they don't really use Twitch that much, they can, you know, they might need to figure out what their login is, or if they have to create an account, whatever. You know, I just want to give people time.
Section 31, I believe, needs to get a kill over at sea, and they need to do it quickly because the bow reverse only lasts so long at the A side.
I agree.
Like, the longer they're over here farting around with 2 ships, the worse off they're going to be.
Now, you've also played enough clan battles to know that typically an even split is not the best way to do it. You typically want a heavy side and a kite side, right? So
If you go even split, it turns into what you're doing is you're taking some of the guesswork out on who does the push. Like, oh, look, there's 2 ships at sea. You have a ship advantage. You have 1 extra ship. Push the advantage while we hold off the other guys. So when you start coming around, you take everybody pushing us. Like, you know, you're like A side's on a clock.
yeah.
And the clock is going down very fast. And it really comes down to your battleship over at A side.
Right, but this is the key, though. Like I said, I mean, the Klingons putting the vast majority of their power on one flank ensures that, you know, if they run into Section 31's push side, then you get the heavy fighting that turns into a stalemate. If you run into their kite side, then, you know, you have to pay dearly to make that advance, right? Maybe you're charging into torpedoes like what Joker's doing right here at the Napoli, right? He just got slapped. So you need to create those kinds of situations. But if
Moskva just got touched.
I see that. So if 31 is just going to sit there and play this war of attrition, you're not gonna because 5 ships versus 3 is an ideal arrangement for those 5 ships. Well, now it's 4 because the Napoli beached himself for some Starbucks, as you like to say.
Right, but I mean, they managed to lose some. They did lose a Moskva, right? So
Yeah.
it's now 3v2. Or 4v2 with the curve first,
Yep.
right? And Exile's kite side is always been a 3v2, but I mean, like I said, here we go. You know, they're pushing them back. My God, why is the Schlieffen on the 9 line? Like, are we going on vacation to Hawaii or something?
Yeah, maybe. And if so, why wasn't I invited? Hawaii's a nice place with nice people.
Is FS still in Hawaii?
I was thinking that. That's what I said, with nice
Like,
people.
It's
We love you,
just-
SFNO.
Oh, I mean, definitely, but I mean, it's like, you know, your Nova's low now. Oh no, the Kerfers finally had half health. The horror, the humanity of that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this Nova's just dead. I don't know why the Hanover doesn't have his secondaries on Nova also.
To
Focus
be
on
honest,
ship.
they should be focusing one. Right, and you got the secondaries crisscrossing.
Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Kerfers just said, fine, you don't want to help me? I'll just do it myself. Stupid super ship.
And Wolfie,
All is butter.
that's exactly what I'm saying. You have to have a hard push side and a kite side. If you're section 31, that means 4 players or 3 depending on their setup against, you know, and 2 on the opposite side. You typically don't want 1. You typically want at least 2 on a kite side, because then you've got 2 ships to work well with each other and coordinate.
Ooh.
Yeah, I saw
Just
that.
got touched.
I saw that. What the heck hit him?
Yeah,
Aegir. That was the Aegir.
No, it had to be the C-23's AP shells. Look at him, Jesus. Oh, nice to see the Schlieffen finally get involved in this game. He just went a little too wide for my liking. Like it's 3v2. Just shove yourself.
Just W. You have to commit. But yeah, I like that right there, the Aegir and the Annapolis. It shows the power of the Aegir as an anti-cruiser cruiser. Ooh, we have a Gearing versus Kerfurst matchup. And the Kerfurst just spoke.
Kerfurst doesn't have Hydro, so... Oh, he's eating all these. Kerfurst is gonna die, I think.
No, he's hitting the
Oh, no, I
brakes
guess
and
he
they're
made a
flying right
turn.
by.
Guess he made a turn quick enough?
Battle ends in 5
Maybe?
minutes.
Yeah, the island started turning early. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it. If he slowed down too, he'd be fine, but he kept moving. I don't know why.
If he would have turned in, he would have been fine.
That too. Well, now there's Captain Rudy and the Schlieffen, our lone surviving Schlieffen, who's not using IFHE on his secondaries. Which is fine, by the way, if you want to do that, but protect him, at least, with preventative maintenance. Especially if you got Lutjens. That's a buffed skill.
I don't know who he... I mean, like you say, it's so easy to sit here and judge, like, oh my God, why aren't you built like this? You know, because like he's so used to press accounts. Right? I don't want to sit there and criticize somebody's random battles captain, but what the hell is this captain?
Hey, Chromoa. That's right, use the Death Blossom.
I mean, it's clearly Lucian's. It's a tech-free ship. Like, so this is where he lives. Just like, I don't know. Like Vigilance, you have Hydro. I don't need Vigilance. I have Hydro.
Well, it stacks on Hydro, right? So you've got better Hydro for detecting torps, at least.
Right, but I have weaker secondaries that don't do much but set fires.
I know. I'm with you. I much prefer the IFHE secondaries, and I've got a Zaf chat coming out at some point in the future, all about, IFHE,
I mean,
and is it worth it or not?
there's also the other trick is I'll use a teammate in front of me, so I don't even need to use the Hydro. I'll just let the other idiot eat the torps and spot him for me.
Absolutely. Maybe that's why he was so far off to the side, was so that he could do that.
And if somebody says, what do you do if you're the lone ship? The game's already over. Either I've won it or I've lost it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So chat, that does it for today. Cremo Redeeming Film Projectionist. That does it for today. We just finished looking at our Enterprise, well, not Enterprise, the War of Faction tournament that is in alpha testing, and hopefully will be successful, and they'll get that going and do all the things, right? We'll have to see what they come up with, but I think it's looking good, huh?